Aliens, the sequel that many people loved, but is it overrated?
Yes, there you go. So we were talking about it just a couple weeks ago. Um, there was I was getting a lot of things even on YouTube. There was things popping up on. Well, I have a channel, and I'll have to let you. I have to let you know what it is. There's a channel I watch. I think it's called Alien Theory. Well, anyways, and there was things that started popping up. I want to say that they re-released another like a cut of Aliens. I don't know if it was maybe it was a 4K release. I don't know. Okay. So it kept popping
Okay.
up, and there was these interviews, and I think I was telling you about it because every once in a while we'll talk about the franchise and stuff like that. And so you had suggested doing a doing a show, doing talking about it. And I think it's a great idea. You watch the I think you just watched it again to kind of refresh yourself. So what do you
Yeah.
think?
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't think it's the greatest sequel ever made. I think it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. And I'm glad I rewatched it. There's a lot of stuff I forgot about. I used to think Newt was the most annoying character in that movie, but I've changed my mind. It's Hudson.
Yeah. See, I told you. He to me, he is he's the first most annoying person. And the actor himself, love that guy. In that movie, no. So annoying. But one of the best lines, what did I say? I've said it before and I've said it a million times. One of the best lines delivered in that movie when he goes, "Why don't you put her in charge?" When everything's falling apart. That is so funny. But I'm telling you, and I can't I've never come up off this. The thing I will say that I like about the movie was the weapons. I think the weapons were awesome. I
Yeah,
remember
they had good
watch
weapons.
yeah, the whole idea first thing that I thought was dumb, even as a kid. I watched it. I didn't see it in a theater, but it came out on I want to say it was HBO. This was in the 80s. I think it was 88 I watched it. 80 no, maybe it was 87 on HBO. And I'm watching this movie. And the first thing that I thought was dumb is that she decided to go back out there to get her pilot's license or whatever. That is the
Right.
dumbest thing, the dumbest idea for the movie that I have ever heard. Because a lot of people liked attacking the prequels, right? Oh, it was dumb that they went, which you need to watch Alien Covenant. But a lot of people came out and attacked it for that reason. And did everybody forget the whole premise of the second movie? She went down there after all hell breaks loose, knowing there's eggs down there, knowing that there was people that found it, knowing that they lost, contact. She's going to go back down there. No, the whole premise of the movie is dumb, right?
Yeah. The way I see it, if she really valued her life and um, wanted to live, there's more she could do than have that pilot's license.
I know,
She
right?
already she barely lived through the first one.
Right. And what they, see what they, so one of the things they had done, they didn't, in the original cut of Aliens that was in the theater, you don't know she had a family. Okay. That was put in later, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that would sell. She has nothing to lose. So now she's going to go and so she can go, jot around the galaxy again. Still, you didn't know that about her. You didn't know it from the original movie, and you didn't know about it in the original cut of the movie. They took all that out. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
come
didn't
on.
ever remember him talking about her daughter the first time I saw it,
Yeah, because there
and then
wasn't. So yeah. So you see you watched it, you go, so well now she has a daughter, right? Okay, well that's fun. But there again, the horror that they dealt with, um I wish, just real quick as a side note, there was an edit, the first edit of Alien, the first one. It was like I want to say it was over 3 hours long, and it was terrifying. I am so curious about all the stuff that they've cut out. Seen, I don't know if you've ever, because that's like my Giger's, I have Giger books here, and Ridley Scott, of course, is my favorite director. But there is scenes that they cut out of the film. There's things that were shot and never used. There is so much that I would love to see that cut of the film. I would love to see a
Yeah.
cut of the film with all that stuff in it that they took out.
What year did that movie come out? 1979.
79, 78, 79, I think. I want to say between 77 and 79.
So how haven't they put out a Blu-ray edition with all that uncut?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with 20th Century Fox, now Disney. I don't know if it has to do with the director, the writers. I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe the footage is gone or it's been, ruined because, it was shot on film. It's not digital. So I don't know. But I just remember I've seen stuff. I've heard them talk about it. There's things that they were shot and didn't. Like I saw a scene. It was just the other day that was filmed, and I saw the film. Where Burke is cocooned and he reaches out and grabs Ripley. It's like he got his. He got his. That's interesting, but I don't know. I got a question for you, Coop. How did you feel about the Colonial Marines wearing green camouflage in outer space?
I guess that's the only camouflage I had in 1986.
I guess.
I think that would have just been cooler if they went in black outfits.
Yeah, well, that's all they needed, but nope, they got to have camouflage, and just, some of the weapons were awesome. Some of the stuff was cool. And, the beginning of not the beginning, but when they're in the drop ship and they're going down, we're going down, and all his yippee yappy. I wish they would have never put it back in, because they cut a lot of it out and then they put it back in when they re-released, the version that you watched, and all that got sharp sticks. No, dude, he was annoying. Yeah. And you look at, because I've seen movies like Platoon, I've seen, as a kid, that's how you figure the military, not what I got on screen.
No.
You know what I mean? That's my thing. I mean, from the first Alien, you work in a factory, I work in a factory, warehouse, whatever. The way they acted in the first Alien, you got the two guys that fix the ship. They, crying about money. It's a real thing. To me, that's realistic, because we all do it. The politics between everybody on why are you listening to the science? Well, because I have to listen to the science. When did that happen? Because the company wants it. I mean, all that stuff is real. That's realistic to me. Okay. Then you watch Aliens. I can't imagine them getting ready. They know that they lost contact and they're acting, oh, it's another bug hunt. To me, I think it was trying to push, they're awesome Marines.
Too much.
Yeah, it was just, I would feel like they would take it serious. That's why they're all still alive.
Yeah. I mean, Bill Paxton.
Oh God.
I wish Hudson.
Yeah.
And Vasquez. Those two were just too over the top for me.
Yeah, I kind of like Vasquez, but yeah, it was kind of the, it was the woman from Terminator Part 2, it was that woman who takes control,
but not as cool as Sarah
Connor in the second Terminator, right? I mean, I liked Vasquez, but you're right. All the banner it was just so ridiculous. And, I was a kid. Remember, I was born in 74. So I was, that movie came out. I watched in 77, or 87. Right. So I was like 13 years old, 14. And there was, at that age, I'm watching this and I'm going, this is kind of dumb. Some of this is dumb, but I was looking forward to the Alien. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, I wanted to see carnage, and you really didn't even get that either. You know what I mean?
No.
Not what I thought we should have seen.
No, with that many aliens bum rushing the ship, There should have been a lot more mayhem
Yeah,
going on there.
exactly. Yeah, and I understand budgets, and because I know that he did that movie with 6 suits, right? Well, I figured they would have spent more money on the suits than what they did. You know, I think this is I've said it a million times. This is where Ridley Scott cutting out scenes of the aliens movement and how it acted
Hmm.
was what why you got the ridiculousness of the second one, right? Um, I like the weapons. I like the ship. That big ship at the beginning was cool, right?
Yeah.
The drop ship was cool when it was coming down. It looked cool until the wings opened up. The wings that opened up didn't fit with the rest of the ship. I figured it would be like this and they would slide out, not open up. They had like two thin wings, but I like more of like this, more of like a square wing that kind of slides out. So when it goes down. I mean, little things like that. But the guns were cool, right?
Just looked like a big LED flashlight. That's what it reminded me of. With like
So
20 bulbs in it.
right, and I will say I do like that little ship, that little well, not the ship, but the car that they drove in, that little tank, whatever. That was cool. That was cool
Yeah.
looking. I did like that. You know, um,
I wonder where Tesla got that one smart truck design.
oh my God. Speaking of that, who was gonna? It's a triangle with wheels. What are we
I, s-
doing here? I don't
I,
want to buy it.
I
I don't
finally
want.
saw one in real life in Tennessee a couple weeks ago.
What you
I told
think?
dad, I told dad, hey, there's one of them smart truck things, whatever. I call it a highway tank.
Yeah, I mean it looks terrible. It's a triangle.
Yeah.
Looks like a pyramid on 4 wheels. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah,
Now
it's
Ford,
one of the dumbest things I ever seen in my life.
yeah, Ford has one. It's the Lightning. I think that's what they called it. It looks like a Ford truck. Okay, I could go along with that, but then there's issues. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But um, you know,
Now we'll stick with Alien. We're just
yeah,
discussing this little thing.
exactly. And the ID. Okay, so she goes. You know, after I watched it a couple of times, I've watched it, and then I've the one I've watched the most is the first one. I've watched the
As
second one.
most people have.
Yeah, I've watched the second one a handful of times. I've watched the third one, especially the assembly cut, like a bunch of times too. The fourth one, 2 or 3 times. I didn't really care for it. Then, of course, Prometheus. I've watched it a few times. I like it. With that being said, I always felt like with Aliens, it would have made more sense if Ripley was introduced toward towards like maybe not the middle, but not the beginning. It should have never started on her because like I said, her going back is the dumbest idea ever, and nobody can sell me on it. Okay, it would have made more sense
Yeah.
that the Marines are on their way to that planet, which would make sense, right? And then they come
Hmm.
across her ship.
Yep. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Yeah,
And
well,
she'd go there against her will.
yes, she doesn't want to go there, right? And then because you can be introduced to everybody else in that film at the very beginning,
Uh-huh.
right? You can be introduced to Burke and his BS. Everything could have been already half-ass played out before they even got her. And I think they should have killed her off in the second one. I do. They
Yep.
should have
She
killed her
should have
off.
went down. Should
Yeah,
have went right down the hatch with the queen.
yeah. I agree because I think they should have killed her off in the first one. That was something that they had toyed around with. Um, so you know the like I said, the idea of her going, it was just dumb. I think, and you agreed with me, they should have picked her up on the way there because it makes sense. They went there, the original movie, they landed on there. Some idiot had to put his face in the net. I mean, that's a dumb decision. Why would you do that? If it opened up, I would have backed up. Matter of fact, I would have
Right.
got the hell out of there. So then they bring it on the ship, then they get on their ship, go back up into the main thing, and then all hell breaks loose. She blows it up, but she was floating out in space. Okay, I get it. Well, they didn't have to put it 57 years, and I think I'm wondering if they did that just because Cameron's original idea was to have the little girl survive. And there again, you're going to tell me out of everybody there, one little girl survived? No, you're not selling me on that.
Yeah, because whenever they seal up all them entrances,
It still
have
got
sentry
in.
guns blow them away. So how did they not find her in that little cubby that she had in
Yeah,
the vents?
thank you very much. I don't know if why Cameron's idea of that was a good idea. To me, it was dumb.
Right.
At least I could figure a handful of people, including her, you know, or
Yeah.
nobody, but not one girl. Oh, because she outsmarted everybody. Are you fucking kidding me? Shut up.
Yeah,
Stop it, Cameron. We
that's
know.
probably the most ridiculous thing of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's no. No, the one little girl who's not even, I don't know how old she was in the movie, supposed to be 9, 10. I don't care. That was just lame. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think probably part of the idea from Cameron was Ripley lost her, her daughter's gone. Okay. She lived her whole life and passed away at 57. Wow. The future sucks for medical, don't it? That woman was 57 and she died.
Yeah,
Jesus.
she looked like she was
I
87.
know. So she's so I think the idea was so now she's going to gravitate towards this little girl.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean,
It's like her second chance of being a mom. That's what he
yeah.
was doing.
Then they should have never cut all that out of the original release, but they did. And then the idea then is like and then her and Hicks and enough already. Just stop. It's so painful for me when I start talking about this movie and picking it apart. I do it all the time. And I think the biggest flaws of the first one were stuff that should have been in there that they took out. Which maybe we should have just done a whole episode on the first one, then the second one. Well, we can go out of order because right now the big buzz is this one, right?
Yeah.
That's the big buzz. So, and as a side note, there was a clip, and it's got James Cameron talking about why he decided not to go with Giger to use his artwork or whatever, not have him on the set. He goes, because, I'm an art director, and it's my film. Yeah, you're pretty arrogant considering your aliens looked ridiculous and so did the Queen. The Queen looks, the head was so big on that little bitty body. Yeah, congratulations. You're a moron. Because watching it move was bad. Right. Now,
Yeah, it definitely wasn't scary.
No, it wasn't. It moved terribly. Okay. So, in watching, as another side note, I watched the making of this movie and their original, one of the ideas they had, well, besides puppetry, which what they went with, they're going to have that one thing they were looking at was having two people inside the Queen, but then that wasn't going to work. Maybe you should have done something a little bit better than a fucking alien with a ginormous head on the body, that small ass body and those wiry legs. It looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked so bad. Don't get me started. They should have made the Queen. I don't have a problem with the Queen being bigger, but you want it to look like a woman, at least. Right?
Yeah.
Get
I mean,
legs,
they really
something.
tried to hype up the Queen in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
talking about ant colonies and
And
it's like the Queen must be a big mother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations.
It was.
It's got a big ass head.
Yeah, they could have made that thing look really cool.
Yeah, they could have, and they didn't. They should. They should have done. I don't know if we've said it during a recording, but they should. The problem with Alien, the whole franchise, is first of all they keep repeating the same, almost like the common horror movie. The girl lives in the end, right? At least in other movies, it's a different girl. They made the whole franchise about Ripley, except for the prequels, right? But every sequel had Ripley in it, and that is a disaster. And that's why, the third one they killed her off, and then they brought her back. They should have never done that. Let's look at it this way. They had, the end of the first one and the end of the second one end the same way. It's, well, the first one, it gets kicked out of the, the air shaft or whatever, and then it goes and gets supposedly burnt by the engine, and then it floats away. Which, wouldn't you
Mhm.
think, seems like it was stuck in the stomach? I don't know. Maybe the flame was supposed to, sever the rope or whatever from that harpoon gun, right? Maybe it severed it. So you got an alien float in space, and now you have a queen floating in space holding a shoe, right? So now you have two of these things floating around. I figured that at some point they would have made that a sequel with that. No, they turned the third one because apparently a queen, somehow eggs got onto the ship, and now she's impregnated. You know what I'm saying? She got, whatever. That's the third one. Um, it's
Yeah,
just, it's
we'll get
so
more
lame.
into that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll rewatch the first one, and we'll talk about that next week,
we
so we
should.
don't
I
have
mean,
to
I'm
so we
down
don't
to
have to
watch it.
make fun of the movie so much. We can just enjoy talking about it.
Yeah, because the I just I feel that you know they wanted Ridley Scott to do it. Ridley Scott had ideas, but then he was off doing whatever. And then, of course, after the success of Terminator, which is a good. That's the best one, the first one. My
Yeah,
10 year
it's
old,
awesome.
yeah, my 10-year-old likes the first one, and he doesn't care for the second one.
Yeah, the one that's more made for kids.
The second one, there again, the kid was annoying in that film. Seriously, that kid the idea is cool. They're gone back, but you know, Edward Furlong, his acting was so choppy in that. Anyway, I don't want to even go down that. Um, so the so the idea of the queen, then they get, she goes back in and it's so funny how fast she went from when they first go and they get attacked and all hell breaks loose and they wipe out all the cool people and leave us with Hudson. Okay. So then you have, we got to go back in there. And he goes, I'm not going back, which who would? I'm not going back in there. And then Ripley
Yeah,
goes,
that's
you
like the
can't.
only smart thing he said.
Yeah. Then Ripley goes, you can't save them. They're being cocooned just like the others. Yet then the whole part, the second part, she's going to go down there and save the kid.
Yeah, what
Right?
the heck?
Yeah. What the hell are we doing here? No, it's just, it's so pain. Oh, she went and saved the child. Yeah. Well, the child shouldn't have got caught in the
Sorry,
first place. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. That was a meme.
had a gnat in front of my face.
Um, so I got to get sun, dude. I am fucking white. Well, I had plans yesterday to go with Ridley. I got the whole week off. Ridley and I were going to go for a walk, and that didn't happen because it was it's supposed to rain, so we didn't go. Then the sun comes out. Well, that sucks. Well, of course, today we had, I have got this, and it's just been storming, thunder all day. We might go do that tomorrow, but I got to get sun. I am clear. I am so white.
Yeah. How do I look more Italian than you?
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that something? And I got some water so my throat doesn't get all dry. So they go back and you know, they go back. Well, you made a comment, they got the sentries and they still found a way in. And they just
Yeah.
kept carrying on. One thing I've always thought about this whole franchise, there they kind of touched on it in the third one. We'll do a thing on the third one as well.
Yeah.
But they released it.
Another rewatch for me.
Yeah, but you got to watch the assembly cut if you can find it of the third one because it's like a whole half hour extra film and it totally changes the movie. With there was a line of toys that came out and it had the alien. It would like be of an animal version but of the alien, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know why they never did that. They kind of did that in the third one, okay? But I don't know why they never capitalized on that. The second one of the big issues also is the look of the alien. because they spent time in the first one on the alien. They didn't do that in the he turned it into a war. It's kind of like an action movie, it's a war movie. So there was no scare, no jump scares, none of that. Which was
No.
I get it. I do get that because there hasn't been a horror one since. It's all been about getting out of the ship, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that I feel that they didn't spend the proper amount of time on the suit. It doesn't look cool. Alien, what makes Alien? The Alien itself is just it's amazing. Ridley Scott, H.R. Giger was a genius with that creature.
Right.
And it's based on his biomechanoids and all this stuff. It's, whatever. So James Cameron decided that he's going to take it into his own hands, and it looks terrible. Right? It looks terrible. I would have,
Yeah.
knowing what did you think? Or didn't you really
Well,
watch
like
it?
the two things on their shoulders kind of reminds me of like some kind of breathing apparatus.
Oh, those pipes out of the back?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
what's that? The Alien don't have those.
Oh yeah, it does. In the first one it does. Yeah.
It does?
Oh yeah. There again, you got to watch it. So it does, but you
Did it
see
just
that's
not look so stupid?
exactly. And they don't forget you don't see the alien a whole lot in the first one. You just don't. And I think that's an issue. I think they should have capitalized on the look of that monster. But the idea in the first one was to turn it into a horror movie. The second one, turn it into an action flick. But the Alien is to me what it's called Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrect, Alien Covenant. So you want your monster to be the star of it. And to me, the second one wasn't. It was a stupid plot with a child that outlives everybody, from the first time. And then and then Ripley going back to save her, knowing that come on, then why didn't they go back and save what? Because they were adults?
Yeah.
No, it's because the movie was that it was just to get to the big epic fight scene in the end, and that was lame too.
Yeah.
It was
Definitely
so
wasn't
bad.
epic.
No, it wasn't this epic fight. Even as a kid, I'm watching this, and she come on, and she's swinging, and it's moving so slow, and I'm just. Now, granted, it was in the 80s, so they didn't have the special effects, right? And they didn't. Plus, it had a tight budget. He didn't have the budget he probably wanted. Maybe there was more that he wanted to do, but at the same time, I would have thought about that long before. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of the budget probably went into that end fight scene, and I didn't care for it.
Yeah, that and the ship blowing up around them at the end and everything.
Oh yeah, the base blowing up, and then
Yeah, it's a base. I keep calling it a ship.
well,
Whatever.
yeah, well, but I know what you're saying, and you're right. It just you know and that's a lot of people. That's their favorite movie. To me, that's it. It would go for the original four. The first four would go part one, part three, and then it's a toss up between 2 and 4. I really wish,
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't when they created. We'll get to the fourth one. I don't even want to talk about it, but they made so many mistakes, especially with the hybrid monster. That was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. It was stupid, and I can't believe the producers let that go.
That's definitely like off the top of my head because I done told you it's been years and years since I watched any of them. Like Resurrection's the one I remember most, probably because I wasn't so young when that one came out.
Right.
That makes a difference.
Well, yeah,
I seen it when I was a teenager.
Well, look at it this way. Think about me as a kid watching the second one for the first time, and I'm like, this is kind of cool, and well, this is kind of cool, but this isn't as good as the first one. Then as I get older, it's just worse and worse, and I agree with you. One of the things that annoyed, actually, the girl Vasquez didn't annoy me. I thought one of the coolest lines was from her, "Let's rock." She just unloads, right? Because that's what I would have been doing,
Yeah.
She goes,
Oh.
"What are we supposed with that one guy? What are we supposed to do? Use harsh language? Shit, I would have done what they gave it up and then they plugged him back in. There's no way I would have been down there. without my weapons. You are insane. But of course, the guy, the general corporal, whatever his name was, he never told them why. He was so unexperienced, but there, get whatever. That's probably part of the plot. They were just thrown down there, just to see what could happen and what they could get done. So just the idea, of that whole. I think one of my issues is they get them getting their ass kicked. You would expect that, right?
Yeah.
But they killed off some of the best characters. That black dude that was ripped, he had that six pack. He should have been there. I liked him, and I liked the guy, the drill sergeant, whatever his name is. That black dude, I liked him and him.
The cigar man.
Yeah, you get rid of, I would keep Vasquez. I would have kept her. I think that was a good. But they kept Hudson. He was the most. He deserved to be the first one gone.
Yeah.
He was annoying. I mean, I always wondered if I was the only person who thought that. If he annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, and I don't hate Bill Paxton.
No, me neither.
That was definitely the worst role I've ever seen him play.
I know, that was terrible. Have you ever seen it's a Tom Cruise movie, and he keeps repeating the same day over and over again. Tomorrow, something, Edge of Tomorrow. I can't remember any of it. Well, Bill Paxton is in that. And that's how I figured, and he plays a military guy. That's how he should have acted in Aliens. Right? Not what I got. It was such a it was so annoying.
I guess they thought that was the 80s comedy relief, but maybe some people thought he was funny, but I just thought he was whiny. I was like, a Marine's not really going to be like that.
No, exactly.
Especially like the Colonial Marines, as badass as they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they're going to go.
They wouldn't have that guy in their team.
Yeah, yippee yapping. Was he supposed to? No. They should have, I believe, with the Marines, they should have all acted like Marines. Right? Because they were all obnoxious and arrogant. Supposedly she saw an alien once. I mean, nobody, you wouldn't act like that, knowing what had just happened to her, to Ripley. On top of that, whole base is gone. They're gone. Then they go with, you wouldn't act like that because you want to live, right? So you wouldn't go in obnoxious. I mean, that's another thing that really took me out of the movie as a kid, how obnoxious they all were. And then they got their asses kicked. Siri. Yeah. Keep you up on events, pal. But we just got our asses kicked, pal. And then they go, we're not going back in there. You can't. And then she goes back to save the little girl, which really, she wouldn't be alive.
I should have just had them all be androids like Lance Henriksen. Then they wouldn't have personalities.
Yeah. So think about it like this. Think about, can you imagine? That she goes and that little girl has a thing pump out of her stomach. Oh, she's got a face hugger on her face. That would have been more in lines with the movie than what we got. Can I shut up? No, I can't believe you're still alive. No, you're not that smart. You're living in no. And by herself. She's a little malnourished. She would have been half dead. She wouldn't have been running, or you would have stumbled upon her dying in that cubbyhole. It's just, it's so.
Yeah, you can't say she's a little malnourished when she looked completely healthy.
Yeah, I know. Nice special. Nice makeup effects, guys. I think
some dirt on her face.
Yeah.
Malnourished.
Congratulations. She looks
a
like
head full of lice, I'm sure. Well, maybe there's no lice on that planet.
Well, no,
it's just face huggers.
So I don't know if I might be the only. I feel like I might be the only person on planet Earth that just thinks that movie is completely overrated. I mean, there's a few redeeming things about it, but it is not as great as everybody makes it out to be. And each time I watch it, it's more painful for me to watch. every
Yeah.
time I
Well,
watch it.
like I said, I didn't think it was a great movie. Didn't think it
Yeah.
was a bad movie. It's just it's an '80s average
Eh,
'80s movie.
You know what? Yeah, I can agree with that. I think, it didn't break any, it didn't break anything. It didn't break any, when the first Alien, that was something nobody had ever seen before, ever.
Hmm.
Second one comes out, and James Cameron couldn't top that, so he turned it into a really bad 80s action flick, with annoying.
Yeah.
I did like Hicks. Hicks might be my favorite person on there. And on that whole thing, because he was cool, he was level headed. I did like Vasquez, even though
Yeah.
she kind of got
He
on
was
my
a real
nerves.
human.
Yes, Vasquez. I kind of liked her too, because then she got, I think, once reality hit them all in the nuts, that everything went sideways real fast. But then there again, they're not, colonial Marines who are used to that shit. You know, no, no, I feel
You
that.
would think they would have seen some kind of alien before, that they were
Well,
just traveling the galaxy.
right. Well, see, and that's another thing. You have an alien
They
floating
could have
around in
seen a
space.
predator.
Yeah, yeah, they should,
It's the
those,
same universe.
I'm going to tell you what, we will never dedicate a show talking about Alien versus Predator. Never.
I hope not. It was
They,
terrible.
they were terrible. I liked the second one over the first one, and it was still bad.
Yeah. I hated Requiem too.
Yeah, it's yikes. And I'm not a Predator fan. I'm not. I think they've destroyed that franchise. The first one was pretty good. Like
I
I
thought the
say,
first one was awesome.
I can't take a creature serious that wears fishnet stockings. I'm sorry. Take a long look, watch it again, and watch what it has on. I just can't. I can't. I can't. I am
Uh,
sorry. And I didn't
I've
like.
seen it recently.
I didn't care for it. The second one was okay. I got it, but whatever. The third one. What was the third one?
The
The
third
third.
one was the one that just came out a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the third one was what they were. There was a group of people that got dropped off on that planet, and they were being hunted.
Predators, isn't that what they called it?
Yeah, that one was pretty good. It
Had
was all right.
Adrian Brody
Yeah, and
in
then
it.
they didn't continue that story.
I
What
never
are you
saw that one
doing?
all the way through.
Dude, I like the idea of that. So
Uh, what's the one that the other one that they made, was it called Prey or something?
no, then there was
No.
one that came out after that had this kid who had autism that broke the code or something. It was such a bad movie. The guy who directed it was actually the guy from the first Predator with the big glasses. He was the one who directed the one that I'm talking about, where it's on Earth and this guy has he ships one of those helmets to his house. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was that one, and that one was just so bad. And then Prey, I didn't bother with it. I didn't bother
Yeah.
with it
I
because
guess
I couldn't take it serious. The premise of it was retarded. Sorry, was lame. So I didn't watch it, and I lost interest.
that's what they had on Hulu, right? On was Prey.
Yeah, and I never watched it, and I refused to. I'm just really, is this the direction you idiots are going to go with this? Congratulations, it's lame. You know. Um. So back to Aliens. Like I said, I like the weapons. I just, I think maybe it was just a victim of its time. Instead of trying to do something awesome, it was an 80s movie. Like you said, it's an 80s flick. Whereas the first one, they broke the mold on a lot of stuff. It looked
Yeah.
like a real ship, right? They, you know, the characters were realistic. They were. The second one, they were not realistic military guys, right? Not going into a situation, it just, and then they were wearing camouflage in outer space. I'm never going to let that go. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Camouflage in outer space. Say that with me, Coop. Camouflage, green camouflage in outer space when they're
Uh,
on ships.
I, I'm not fretting on it as much as you are. I
Because
mean, like I said, it should have been black outfits. That's
yeah.
what matches space. Black and gray.
Yeah, because
if
that's
you
what
want
they're dealing with.
camouflage.
Now, if they were going onto a planet, sure, but they're not on a planet. They knew they were not They knew where they were going. There was no greenery there. Okay.
Yeah, they said they were landing on a rock.
Yeah, exactly. Camouflage. I can't get over that. So they land, um, whatever. I'm just, that, and the whole premise for all the pinheads that attacked Alien Covenant for the decision they made to leave their ship and go to the any of you pinheads that think that's a bad idea and think Ripley going to the planet where it eliminated her, going for a company that didn't care if they lived or died, that's the dumbest premise for a movie ever. That she's going to literally not only know what she's walking into, and there's thousands of eggs. Remember that comment?
Yeah.
And one of those things wiped her crew out. She's going to go back where there is families and thousands of eggs. You are kidding me with the whole premise of that movie. No.
I mean, the most realistic thing in that movie, like as far as the way people would think and do things, was Paul Reiser.
Yeah. He's trying to.
Everybody hates him, but he's the most realistic character.
Yeah, he was trying to. Well, he's originally he just wanted to bring it home. Okay. And he was going to break a few rules to do it. Then and then you find out that he sent those people to that area, and then all hell. So he was the one who kind of caused. I don't think he purposefully caused all hell to break loose, but his decision for greed caused all hell to break loose. Then he just wanted to get one of those home with them, okay, which would have been sideways. Instead, he ends up trying to get those two impregnated. Right? That's how that all plays through. So it's
because he knew, because she told him, if you bring one back with us, they're going to know because I'm telling them.
Well, but he figured
getting them impregnated be a lot easier.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's be real. The realistic thing is, what is that? Is my? Oh yeah, okay. The realistic thing, Coop, is that he was trying to get it back. He wanted to. It was going to be for the bioweapons, and I think that's where the prequels were going, like the first and second one, explaining where the whole thing came from and why the company was really Wayland was interested in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you learn, especially from the Alien Covenant, where this is going. So it makes sense that they want the thing because it was created. It was a creature created by a droid. Right? I mean, think about that. Did I just give away the fudge? Well, congratulations.
No need to watch the prequels.
No, but yeah, you do. You need. Well, I'm not. You should. It's painful for you, and I get it. At least you're honest. Why you don't like Prometheus? You don't like it because it was boring to you. It wasn't moving fast enough, and that's fair. Okay. But people saying they didn't like the second one because the premise of it was dumb, then the whole premise of the second Aliens was just worse than it. It was worse of an idea. Okay, I'm sorry. So watch Covenant. First watch Prometheus. Okay, tough it out. Finish watching it, and then watch Covenant. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I will. And we're gonna get to all of them.
Yeah, we should. We should just because so the whole idea for the second one is just it's bad. It would have, like you said, it would have made more sense if they picked her up on the way to there. They got rid of the ridiculousness of a family. They got, of her child. They just pick her up on the way. That would have made more sense.
Yeah.
And her turning, in the real world where we all come from, when you head back there and you see all that, like she's watching this stuff and she's like grabbing her stuff because she knows, because she's seen it firsthand in a room. saw one of those things come out, and you're going to tell me, you know, I think it was cool that she got in that car to get them all out of there, right?
Uh-huh.
But let's be realistic here. Everybody says how bad some of these movies are because of the plot and this, but you're going to tell me that a woman landed, the company pretty much set them up for failure from the first one. They were going to get that egg, and they wanted it. They wanted what was there. So you're going to tell me she's going to listen to the military and to the company who's going to give her back her stuff. She's going to be a pilot again or whatever she was trying to do. If she goes back, why does she have to go back to begin with? To point out? Yeah. To point out? You don't need to be pointed out anything. If I were Ripley, I'd have been up on the main ship. You guys go down there and I'll watch a feed. Because I'm not going down there.
Because that's originally what happened anyway. She is in another area watching it on video, and she had to go rescue him. She could have watched the video from the ship.
From up space. Hey, I'll send you down a drop ship. We got another one here. I'm not going down there. That's realistic. I'm sorry. Because they made the movie about Ripley. That is the reason that the franchise, to me, struggled. After this, the second one, okay, I get it, but then the whole premise of it was dumb. I think that's why it struggled for the third one, then the fourth one.
Yeah. There's only so much they could do.
I feel that they didn't think it through. I think they should have took the Marines more serious. They should have been on their way. We should have seen a bunch of behind the scenes stuff before they even pick up Ripley. Ripley should have been an afterthought in the script. We should have seen her being a mess. That's what would have been real, because Sigourney Weaver can act. That's what we should have saw, was her acting, her going, I'm not going down there. And that she stays up on the ship. And then you're seeing everything happen. You could see it happening to them down there in real time, and then watch her reactions up on the main ship, because I wouldn't go down there.
Yeah. And then she'd say, oh, they're dead. We're going back.
Well, that sucks.
That's the real thing.
Yeah, that's reality. And you know what even be cooler is if Burke sneaks one of those things back up there, and there was more survivors. Matter of fact, what it should have been was just a small group of Marines doing reconnaissance. And there is more than one little girl. That's dumb. More than one little girl, right? One little girl down there that survived everything, but got caught in the end anyway. Get the fuck out of here. She got caught anyway. Then, she shouldn't. None of that should have ever happened.
And then
let's go this way, Ripley. Fuck you. She should have known not to go that way, because
and then she says they don't kill them. So if they don't kill the women, why didn't she try to find Vasquez down there in that nest?
Yeah. See, just think about all these issues with the movie that everybody thinks is the greatest. It's not. I'm sorry. It should have been, they pick up Ripley. She wakes up. She's up in the main ship. A small group. It's a small group of Marines go down there. All hell breaks loose, but they find some survivors, plural, not one. Survivors. All hell breaks loose. A handful of them get back and get up there. They get away, but Burke gets an egg or gets whatever, because they find the shit. They find those canisters. He gets them on there because of it, the droid, which was actually a good guy in this one, brings him, helps him bring him, not because he's a bad guy, because that's what he was told to do. Right? Yeah. There's other ways they could have went about this movie. Then you can have the aliens running around up there. Then it would leave you wide open for a third one, right? That made sense. And then, right, the third, the premise of the third one makes no sense, dude. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. I like the third one better than the second one, but no, they didn't do that. What they did was they went. Geez, don't get me started. The whole
like I said, I've got rewatch that one to give any kind of opinion because I don't remember anything about that one.
The third one, yeah, and you
Yeah.
gotta trust me. You gotta watch the assembly cut. It's called the assembly cut because there was like 20 minutes to a half hour cut out of the film, and then they put it back in there.
Well, maybe that's what'll be in this Blu-ray collection that I'm getting.
I hope so. So you could see the assembly cut because that is the most important. And I like see, and when I watch movies, I like the visual aspects of a movie. Right. That's why the first one to me was so awesome. That's why I loved the third one. That's why I love Prometheus and Covenant. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the fourth one, there's cool stuff about the fourth one. With that being said, so we have, I mean, I could keep talking about aliens forever. You know, I feel that what I want to do, I'll tell you what, I would love to just direct a movie, okay, with using H.R. Giger's stuff. You can't call it Alien, nothing to do with Alien, but using H.R. Giger's artwork, all of his artwork, because it's based on I think it's called biomechanoids. So it's a mixture of whatever. It's a mixture of I've got a bunch of artwork here, sitting down here in this little thing I got. And I would like to direct a movie on that. I've got a great idea. I'll talk to you about it when we turn this off. But when I tell you my idea, you would probably like it. You would, because it would be, I'll just tell you about it. But what we've been getting is instead of facing, I mean, as much as you don't care for Prometheus, and the second one, I think, was great. I think idiots running their mouth about the second one is why it didn't do well, because it's a good movie. I think, I'll tell you this much, you're going to like it better than Prometheus. You will. I promise you, you're going to like it.
It's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, so you're good, but you got
maybe I give Prometheus another chance, and
you got to tough it out, bro. You have to.
I watch it all the way through. Maybe I'll change my mind.
No, no. I have an idea of what you like in movies. I don't think you're gonna like it more, but you'll get the story. You'll understand more about where the direction, especially when you watch the second one. But I can respect your reason you don't like Prometheus makes sense to me because I know what you look for in movies. Right? That's why I'm saying you're gonna like the second one. But when people say, when Covenant came out and they said the premise of those people were doing what the decisions they made no sense. And I remember reading these people saying that. I go, are we talking? Have you seen Aliens? The second one? Are you kidding me right now? And to me, it was, I don't know why there was such a backlash against Covenant. I don't. I think when you watch it, we'll talk about it. But Aliens to me is way overrated. I think I would have rather seen Sigourney Weaver act like somebody who just got put through it, which they should have done on the set. Not she's a tough woman and she's gonna go down there and do. No, be a real person. Got put through it. She wakes up on her way back to the place that she just left. Are you kidding? I would go, oh my God. I'd go, oh, put me back to sleep. I want to go back to sleep, right? Then she gets, and then she gets let in on what they're doing. She doesn't go down with them because nobody in their right mind who went through that, knowing it's just the whole premise
waiting
of
down there.
Yeah, I'm not. We would like you. Would you go down there with us? Fuck no, I'm not going down there. That would be the realistic thing. No, you go down there. I'm going to stay up here. I'll watch. You got your computer screens. I'll watch. I'm not going down there. Because nobody would go down there. You wouldn't go down there. I'm not going down there. No, she wouldn't go down there. Not because she's a woman and she's scared. No, because she's the only one who survived an attack by one of those things. And she didn't even kill it. We don't know if she killed it. She got it out. She used her wits, got it out of the ship, blasted it. Who knows if it's dead?
Yeah, she's smart. She wouldn't put herself in that again.
No, exactly not. And Sigourney Weaver is an actor. Oh, sorry, actress. Okay. She's an actress. She can act. She should be acting terrified. She should be acting scared. She should be having flashback. That's what they should have done with her. Not a little girl who survived, and then she goes back and fights the queen with a shit suit. Where do you want me to put it? That was so lame. That was your average Arnold Schwarzenegger lame line. I'll be back.
Yeah.
All those lame
Yeah.
movies, get the fuck out of here. You're making me swear, Coop.
Well, I love the cheesiness of the 80s. I really do. But
It was okay.
they tried way too hard in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, it was
to make
where
it.
you want me to put it. She should have been the realist. She should have said, you're going to go down there. She should have been trying to talk them out of it and then not gone down there, stayed up there, But no, I think maybe he took the easy way out of a sequel, because that would be a lot. That would probably, maybe that would have made the budget more. The movie taking place on two separate things. And instead of her battling a queen that looked like shit, they should have had, all hell breaks loose up there. But they had to have a queen. It looked terrible. She had to fight it in the shit yellow suit, or the little moving slow as hell. I mean, it's just so bad. The queen was bad. I'm sorry. I will never let it go, ever. I hope we get trolls. You want to know what? You want to get people to watch this video? Put something in the title. Alien 2 garbage. Joey J says Aliens is garbage. And you'll watch the trolls come out. People watch it, just blast me. I don't care. I'll argue with every one of you. Sorry. Stupid. I'm standing by it, Coop.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I could keep going.
And then you're going to go back and watch it tonight, Sal.
No, I'm not. I am not watching it. Matter of fact, you said the first one. I'm going to watch. I didn't watch. I've seen the second one. I could keep going about this movie. Okay. No, I don't watch it over and over again. I can't. It hurts. It pains me to watch it. Especially, I feel like it's
so many.
God.
Yeah, so many hateful feelings for your favorite film series.
I know it's the Alien is my favorite. And I'll tell you what, Alien Covenant, which is a good movie, I don't like how they had it moving. That's all I'm going to say. But it's getting on track to what it should have been. But then everybody came out against it, and then we never got one. And because people don't want a movie with thought, I think Prometheus should have, in your defense, should have moved faster. There should have been more going on, and they should have never billed it as a prequel. Okay, they should have never done that. And when they did that, they should have had the thing that comes out. They should have had it look like a fucking xenomorph. No, I know why they didn't. And when you watch Covenant, you're going to understand why it doesn't look like that, right? But they should have never billed it as a prequel, because everybody was looking for the xenomorph, and you never get it.
Yeah. Well, now I kind of know what to expect from it, since you spoiled it for me.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Well, you have to watch Prometheus. You have to watch it. As much as it's going to pain you, as much as you're going to get bored, you have to then you'll watch Covenant.
I'm going to watch it.
You'll like Covenant. But so the next one what we're going to do, I guess, what we're going to do, we're going to do the first one. It seems how this is all out of order now. Do you have the first one?
Yeah, I have the first 4.
Oh, did you get that series that has it? It came with there's 2 versions of each movie. I got it. It came in the set, right? It's like the quad or something, the quadrology or something. And you take it out, and I got the Blu-ray, and it's like a book, and each book has each page. It's not like paper; it's like cardboard. It's got a disc in it, right? And then it's got a disc. It's like a making of the first one, and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and then each movie has an alternate cut. In the fourth one, The alternate cut was stupid, and it was at the very beginning because the movie really is what you get on screen. There was nothing that changed, just the very beginning.
Yeah. That mine isn't exactly like that. Mine was just like a cheap Blu-ray
I got
or
you.
a cheap DVD set from big box store. I'm not gonna say their name.
If we're
Everybody
not getting
knows.
money, we're not saying you.
But yeah, I think I picked it up for like $5 on Black Friday sale. I was like,
got you.
I will take them 4 movies for $5.
Right.
But
So
now I'm gonna have the nice Blu-ray set with all 6 in it.
right, and I'm telling you, you're gonna, especially with the new one. I'm excited for the new one, but I have an idea what I'm gonna get, and it's not what I want to get. You see what I mean? But apparently, there's news coming out that I think Ridley Scott's going to finish up his. There's things going on behind the scenes. I'm kind of stoked for it. There's also a series coming out that I'm looking forward to seeing. I hope they don't ruin it. But with that being said, I guess it's an hour. I mean, I could keep going.
That's what I was gonna say. I think we've rambled long enough.
Yeah, oh, no, I haven't. That's right. Garbage. Sorry, James Cameron. Your best movie, and the only one I think is your best movie, is the first Terminator. And The Abyss. I like The Abyss. There, I said
I've never
it.
seen it.
What? Oh, you'll be bored of it. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I think I tried watching it before. It just
and there it
catch
is.
my attention.
Right. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Overrated or not? Joey says yes.